before that line gets to the front. And so I just walked out. I don't care. Like, give me the ticket, okay? I go into my car. I chat GPT, how much is a ticket cost for driving an unregistered car? It's like $150, bro. It's like nothing. I'm finally starting to understand how rich people think. Not that I'm there yet, but I'm on the way. You know, I'm 24. I run a business. I have 20 employees. And this is just not one of the problems that I'm worried about. When you have money, you look at things not in terms of money, but in terms of time. I don't even have that much money yet, but still $150, the maybe of getting a $150 ticket is worth so much less to me than 3.5 hours sitting at the Travis County tax collector's office. And this place has to be like top 3 worst places in the world. First, it's the DMV, then it's the hospital, then it's here. I leave on Monday for a trip. I'll come when I'm back, I think. But this is just not a priority. If you posted a video on TikTok every single day since Abraham Lincoln died, you would still have less videos on your page than TJR. And to be honest, I have no idea if that's true or not. I think it is. But my point here is that Tyler posts a disgusting amount of videos. You guys are posting once or twice a day and you're wondering why your page isn't blowing up. You're wondering why you're not growing. It's your fault, okay? You're not doing enough. You're probably not that interesting and you probably have nothing of value to post about. I remember when I first started social media, I posted 743 videos before my first video popped off. I was posting 6 times a day, almost every day for 6 months before I had one single big video. Only thing that changed on number 744 was the type of content I was posting. Up until then, I was posting fitness videos, like workout videos, flexing videos, but I had an average mid physique. If you're posting videos on how to become successful, on how to work out, on how to do whatever, but you don't actually have the results yet, you're guaranteed not going to blow up because you have nothing of value to talk about. I didn't start gaining views until I talked about stuff that I actually had authority to speak on. My methods, right? I am the method man, right? Like people come to me just for those. And even though I still try and post once or twice a day, and I'm not even consistent like that anymore, I don't grow anymore, and that's exactly why. But when I was posting 20 times a day 2 years ago, I was growing 10K followers a day. My point here is if you actually want to get results, you're going to have to do more than everybody else. And you can't be mad at the world or mad at the algorithm for not blowing up if you're really not even trying that hard. You might think you're trying hard because posting 2 or 3 videos a day seems like a lot to you, but that's probably the bare minimum to somebody else. And until you actually want to see some results, you're going to need to start thinking, what is everybody else doing and how can I do more? You can get rich by screwing people over, but you can only become truly wealthy by working together with people over long periods of time. Almost everyone knows at least one rich guy that's truly an asshole. Like everything about them, they're just a dick. They don't care about other people's feelings. They'll screw people over if it makes them a little bit extra money. But I've also been very fortunate to meet like some truly wealthy people. Like I'm talking billionaires, and they are almost always the nicest people you've ever met. And the people that they work with are the same people that they've worked with for decades. There was a viral tweet on X the other day of the text messages between Larry Ellison and Elon Musk when he was buying Twitter. And Elon pretty much said, yo, what's up, bro? I'm buying Twitter. Do you want to get in on the deal? Larry Ellison said, I can put in $1 billion. And Elon goes, I think you should put in a little more. And so then Larry Ellison goes, okay, bro, I'll put in $2 billion. And the reason why Larry Ellison is willing to throw so much money so casually is not just because he's successful, but because him and Elon have been friends for decades. All of those guys at the top have been friends for decades because you don't get there alone. You have to work together with a lot of people and you have to do right by people in order to keep getting opportunity from them. If you're burning bridges left and right and you're screwing people over just to make a little bit of extra money, you won't actually go that far. You might find a little bit of success, but you won't become truly wealthy because if you burn every bridge you walk across, you'll soon find yourself on an island. Especially with social media today, everybody's like one connection away from each other. I started building my own, what I consider successful network when I first started on social media. I've been starting businesses for years, but I wasn't that connected until I started my own personal brand. And I was serving as the guy that would always connect everybody. I'd connect this founder with that founder, and I'd put this person in contact with that person. And so about a year ago, I essentially started like my own online fraternity for ultra successful young guys. And I'm still very young. I'm 24 years old. But I'm just starting a new business now, and I have people that are literally willing to throw me money because they trust me and because they know me. When I tried to raise money for my other company, nobody would invest for me except for my friends. And my business has like 5x'd in the last year. And because my friends believed in me when nobody else would, I want to make them as much money as I can. But my point is, if this is the kind of stuff that's happening now when we're this young, imagine the kind of relationships and the kind of success we'll have together when we're fucking 30, 40, 50 years old. But none of that will happen if you screw people over, if you don't do right by people, and if you prioritize money over relationships. And if you're a dick and you screw people over, like, it's only a matter of time before that gets around, and you're just not going to have anyone to do business with anymore. Fellas, the good girls are out there, and they're hard to find, but so are the good guys. Most people fucking suck. So it's not a one-way street, right? It goes both ways. But I ran into a friend from college the other day, and bro's like completely a loser. Never been more down bad than I've ever seen him. Doesn't leave his bed, doesn't wake up till 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, drinks pretty much every single night, doesn't have a job. And most unfortunately, he genuinely thinks that women are the problem. Like, he thinks that his life sucks because of women, because he got screwed over or done dirty by one girl one time. And that was the reason why he's in this like pit and hole right now, is probably because of that. That's what he thinks, though. It's not her fault, it's his fault. Because he let somebody wronging him put him down there. It's his actions that got him there. And this guy, this poor dude, might go the rest of his life thinking that women are the problem, but really it's him that's the problem. And as soon as you fix yourself and you become the best version of yourself, the good girls start showing up. If you want to find good girls, you need to be a comparable type of guy. You want some dope, hot girl with good morals, that's ambitious, that's motivated, that's a good person. You be that person first, and then you'll find them. If you want like a top 1% girl, you got to be a top 1% guy. It's really that simple. And as soon as you start to think and act that way, like, it'll happen for you. And by the way, you're going to also need to have standards, right, for yourself, and hold yourself to that standard consistently, right? If you have the opportunity to sleep with someone at a bar one night, don't do it unless you think that that person is up to your standard. But don't just do it because you're drunk and horny. That's how you naturally knock yourself down. Like, you lose points when you do that. Even if nobody ever finds out, you will know. But I promised you guys, this game of trying to find the one is really just a game of points. And the more points you can rack up and earn by being a good person and by becoming your best self and having a higher standard for yourself, the more likely you are to find the one you want. The people who don't take the time to learn how to use the new tools of this generation will quite literally be useless in the next one. And you guys might think that's harsh, and you guys might get butthurt and sad by that, but it's what's going to happen. Think about how much time was between the invention of the computer and the iPhone. I just looked it up. It's about 32 years. The thing is, though, that kind of progression, that kind of development takes place in 2 or 3 years these days. But the difference is it becomes more and more difficult to understand this new technology as you get older. If you're young, if you're my age, you're 24 years old, think about how easy it was to understand how to use an iPhone. And now think about how hard it was for our grandparents to understand how to use it. It took us days, it took them years. Now imagine that times 10. If you aren't taking